Hello. My name is Donna Combs, and I teach special education at Breathitt County High School. And my grant was received connecting math, the concepts of math, through the idea of quilting, which is a heritage of ours. It's a lost heritage, but because a lot of people don't know how to do it now. But with this, my plan is to increase my students' knowledge. The class that I'm doing it with, I have about 12 to 13 IEP students in there. And they really struggle with the different concepts of math. So we're trying to make a real world connection with math. And it's going to be hard to hold this and show what I need to show, if you don't care. First of all, what I had to do is we got rulers. I got some rulers, and I started breaking it down to show them how to measure and how to make the fraction connection and how to make the shapes and stuff. So what they did then was when they learned how to read the ruler, they made construction quilt blocks. And you can see some's a little bit better than others, but every student made one. And our ideal is to put this together. But they really enjoyed this because it was a hands-on activity. But some of the stuff that we'll be doing is using the different geometric shapes. It's hard to mine is a lot of visual aids. But one of the quilts we'll be using a block, just a square. One of them will end up like this, and then one of them is using triangles. Now, this one here, all these quilts that we'll be making will be donated to the VA Center in Hazard. You want to hold that one for me? This is one of the quilts, and you can see that we have squares here, then we have rectangles, and the kids really enjoy seeing their work come to life. They're making that connection not only just with a square, but now they see how that square turns into a quilt. Let me show you. One of them with a triangle that they'll be working on, and like I said, all of these quilts will be donated. They're called lap quilts, and they'll be donated to the VA Center, and they're just to cover their laps when they're sitting around and watching TV or whatever. But this is just made out of the triangle one, like this right here. So once it's connected, then the kids see how it comes out. They learn to also not only read a ruler, but they're learning to read this as well, which helps them in another project that we're doing with the same kids. But this is still, I had to teach them how to start their measurement and how to read not only one regular kind of ruler. When we first started, all of them wanted just the same ruler every time. So I'd mix them up a little bit. And they would learn how to do the square within the square. And on that one, with the squares and the triangle, then they're working on a quilt like this. And you can see once they make the connection, it's got a little square, and this is an original square. You start out with this one right here, and then you start out like this, and then you sew the little squares on top of it. Then you just cut it off here, and then it makes this shape here once they're connected. So the kids really like that because it's more like a puzzle to them. They don't consider the learning as much as they think it is. And then the next one is just regular squares. It's called a 9-patch, and they just put squares together, and then it makes a lap quilt for them. And this is part of it. But they're making the connection with geometry by being able to see a live results out of it, and anything that they can see out of it, then that makes them want to learn that much more. We do some of it during our RTI because it's math related, but the kids want to do it every day, and we have to sort of just monitor a little bit. Does anybody have any questions? Well, I'm going to try to with some of them. I'd like to do some of them and let the kids do it themselves, quilt some of them themselves. That would be through the process of not really quilting but tacking. And what they do is just tack the corners and stuff together, and then I'd like to show them how to set up the quilting frame and everything. And just let them make that connection with math. Some of the math that they're doing, they don't understand. When will we ever need this? And now they're seeing that results. They can see that, and I've got probably more boys in the class than girls. So the girls are really enjoying it, but the boys are fascinated by it. And when they get to the part where they use the sewing machines, I was able to get 4 sewing machines donated so that they could actually do the sewing machines as well. And they use the cutters, the fabric cutters and all. So they're really enjoying this. It makes a better learning process for them. So, any other questions? I sure appreciate y'all listening.